Chapter 3rd, Briefs, Part E, Building Schemes. So, group of restrictive covenants, so highlight that, right? Used in a subdivision for developer to sell lots and the developer, builder want to maintain uniformity. Highlight the word uniformity. Basically, say we are building a subdivision. So what do? We're making 50 lots, right? So it's a group of restrictive covenant means restrictions. The city say, okay, you can build two-story homes, right? 30% shingle, 25 feet setback, right? You have to leave 5 feet on both sides, and two-story, no basement. So it means it's uniform, it's for everybody. It doesn't mean if I'm a builder, I can build 3 stories. I still have to be bound by the same restriction. Okay. So number one is uniformity. The parties receive title from same vendor. You're getting from the same vendor. So I am the only one who's selling. I'm a developer, right? Same vendor, highlight, right? Same seller. The vendor must have laid out, shown everyone the building scheme and sold property subject to restrictions equally. Highlight equally. So basically, those restrictions apply equally to everybody. The intention of the benefit was to bind. Bind means enforceable. Everybody has to follow, comply. Purchaser knowingly bought their lot with the understanding restriction were for the benefit for everyone. It's beneficial for everybody, right? So what are keyword? Uniformity, same seller, binding, beneficial, right? Simple. It will give you 1 mark. In the exam, they ask you, what do you mean by building scheme? Building is a group of restrictive covenants. Okay? 63. Yeah, 63. Next, airspace. Airspace ownership is owned only as far as they can make effect. Highlight this line. This line shows in the exam. What is airspace? As long what is effective use? Not as far as you can see it. In the exam, they will write as far as you can see it. No. And some students will click that one too, right? Effective use. Except the Federal Aviation Act allows aircraft to pass through your property's airspace without any liability as long as there was no damage. Airspace can become valuable heritage homes, right? You see the airspace above it to a developer who builds a tower up and over the heritage home, right? Thus still keeping the heritage home. Sometimes you don't have to demolish the heritage home, right? So you have to build on top, right? The house for 100 years, 200 years, right? They would want to preserve it. Basically, airspace, remember the first line, right? Effective use. Next is subsurface. Owned by mainly provincial governments. Oil, minerals, we are not rich anymore if we strike oil. If your house underneath they find oil, it doesn't mean you become the billionaire. They'll take it. Right?
Okay, the government take it. Give you this right.
Yeah. It's better you keep taking the oil, huh?
Yeah. So even if you find any mineral, nothing. If you find, does it have to be like within the ground, or can it be buried by somebody else?
No, in the ground. Buried by somebody else. How much will you have? Okay. Basically, government. Okay. Water. All water except groundwater is the property of a provincial government. Landowner must be aware of a licensing requirement under the Water Act. Check with the city to see what the water rights are. So basically provincial government. Next is fixtures and chattels. Fixtures stay with the land and belong to the new purchase. They are affixed to the land for the better use, held for better use and enjoyment. Chattel belongs to the owner, right? Go with the owner. They are for better use and enjoyment of chattel itself. Chattel itself. Fixture enhance the building. Chattel to better use it, right? For example, you want to use your picture, right? So how can you better use it if you hang it, right? To decide which is a fixture or a chattel, so there are one is affixation. Article attached to the land merely by their own weight right, will be considered chattels. Unless circumstances show that they were intended to be part of the land, right, attached to the land merely by their own weight, right, will be considered a chattel. Articles which are affixed even slightly will be considered to be a fixture, unless circumstances show that they were intended to be chattel. So basically, it depends upon the purpose, both. Held purpose. When an object is affixed for the better use, held better use, or enjoyment, right, as an object, it will be considered a chattel. If we are using to better use it, right, then it's a chattel. For example, we are hanging a picture.
Or the swing. The swing.
Yeah, to better use it, right?
Yeah.
Then it's a chattel. For example, we are hanging the cloak, right, to better use it, right?
Yeah.
It's a chattel.
That's chattel. Okay.
Right? But where the object is affixed in order to enhance the land. You know, the bathroom mirror, right? We use it to enhance the land, right? So that is a fixture. I'll enhance the land to which is affixed. The object will probably be considered a fixture. A key word to remember: if to better use it, right, and enjoy it, then it's a chattel. If is to improve the building, enhance it, then it's a fixture. This comes in the exam. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so two-part test. One is the affixation, other is the purpose. Okay, and next is joint tenancy. So joint tenancy, right of survivorship, right? Joint tenancy means right of survivorship. When one party to the joint tenancy dies, the surviving joint tenant is given ownership of the property automatically. One die, other become the owner, right? For example, husband and wife, right? They own 100%. You can't say you own the front, wife own the backyard, right? Joint tenants cannot will their entire cannot will. So wife can't say, this goes to my younger son, right? It automatically goes to the survivor. Even if she writes in a will, she dies, automatically comes to me, right? In common law, 4 unities must exist to create a joint tenant. There are 4 unities. One is time, title, interest, and possession. So remember the word T-tip. Yeah, right? So all joint tenants must receive their interest at the same time, right? So when we buy the property, same time. When we transfer the title, must obtain their interest from the same document, right? Same title. All joint tenants must have the same interest. If we are fee simple, both of us are fee simple, right? Possession, and we get the possession same time. Each interest is undivided. Highlight the word undivided. No one hold any part separately. Wife cannot have a half back of the property, husband front half. So undivided. How can you be released? 3 ways to terminate. Operation of law must have 3 unities: title, interest, and possession to continue as joint tenancy. Right? Partition by agreement. If joint tenancy may agree to partition the property to the court and the agreement is enforceable by either party. This does not create a tenancy in common. Sell one's interest to other party. For example, wife say I want to give my 50% to son, she can do it. Partition of sale by court order. If the court sells it, right, one of the joint tenant is forced to sell by court order. Divorce, right? So then sale by court, partition by agreement, so both parties agree basically, right? And operation of law.
What is operation of law?
Basically there must have 3 unities: title, interest, possession to continue. Basically you break one of the unity, is no longer a joint tenancy.
Okay, 34.
Yeah.
Okay, 34.